Right now at 5, rivalry renewed, and this is a big weekend for football fans here in South Florida. A top 10 matchup tomorrow night between the number 7 University of Miami Hurricanes and the number 3 Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Mike Cunha joining us now to help get us ready for the big game. This is about as big a college football game in this town as I can remember since I got here.
That's right. Probably the biggest in 10 or 15 years. It's definitely the biggest one in the college football universe this weekend, so all eyes can be on South Florida.
Let's talk about the quarterback for the Canes, Malik Rozier, and what he needs to do for this team.
Well, he needs to protect the ball, and he had done such a great job this season doing that. Before last week's game against Virginia Tech, he came in into the game with just 4 interceptions, threw 3 last week. He needs to do a better job protecting the ball. The big thing is with him, he's not as accurate as, let's say, a Brad Kaya, but he can move the ball with his feet, and that's something that the Canes haven't had ever, what I can remember. So as long as he can protect the ball, move the ball with his feet, and he's accurate, doesn't throw any picks like he did last week, Miami should be okay offensively.
Everyone's favorite piece of gaudy jewelry here in South Florida is the turnover chain, of course.
So cool.
When we look at Notre Dame and their offense, are they susceptible to turning the ball over? Are we going to see the chain?
Well, they like to run the ball a lot. So theoretically speaking, no, you shouldn't see the chain that often. But everyone forgets the chain actually means something other than, it being cool to wear around your neck. It means Miami is getting the ball away from opponents. Miami 20 turnovers this year, 13 interceptions, 7 forced fumbles. That means they're keeping offenses off the field. And with the way that they run the ball with Josh Adams and the way that Brandon Wimbush is playing at quarterback, keeping them off the field will be paramount in this game. And as long as they can keep taking away the ball, limiting those opportunities, Miami should do just fine.
Love that one-handed grab. I could look at that highlight over and over again.
Johnson,
this rivalry is so storied, of course, but both teams have seen their fortunes sort of, downsized over the last couple of years. Are we going to see the Canes of old, do you think?
Well, and I think that's what everyone's so hyped up about this rivalry this year, is because they're both in the top 10. Back in the 80s and early 90s, this game sometimes decided who was going to the national title game. And now those kind of stakes are finally back between these two. Now, they have played 3 times in recent history. Obviously, Notre Dame winning all 3 of those. But this has got a different feel to it, especially with both of them in the top 10. Looking at these games right here, these two used to be in the top 10 all the time when they played each other.
Yeah.
Now, Notre Dame does own the rivalry, win-loss record in total, 18-7-1.
Yep.
But all of that will go out the window if Miami can win this game, go on to win the ACC.
Real quick, Dolphins Monday night, Carolina, 4-4. What are we looking for?
You're looking for another nice showing on a big stage. At least, the Dolphins did have a bit of a bounce back against the Raiders, but too many bad penalties really cost this game late in the 4th quarter. If Miami can clean up some of the mistakes, protect this guy, Jay Cutler, they're shuffling up that offensive line again this week with an injured Juwan James, and then really limit those penalties. Over 100 yards of penalties last week. Yeah. That was a killer.
That hurts.
Yeah. So the Dolphins, they can clean that stuff up. They should do fine. But Panthers, 6-3 this year. They're a good team.
Take care of Cutler. He's got so many.
Those ribs hurt.
So many problems with his ribs. Take care of him, guys, on the O-line. All right. Thanks very much, Mike Cunha. Always good to chat.